You are. It is.
Yeah, but then I went and stopped it. I don't know.
It says recording.
Okay, I think it's recording on Bonnie's side. So if it doesn't get on my side, we'll just have to wait for Bonnie's. Okay. So first of all, I just want to say thanks, guys, for coming in and being part of this Unity Circle. Oracle cards are my second favorite thing in the world. On crystals come first, oracle cards come second. It's like my love. It's like whenever my birthday or Christmas comes around, I always be having a list of the ones that I'm looking for, and along with the crystals. So usually I'll have like a couple of oracle decks in mind to tell the hubby kind of secretly, this is what I'm looking for, kind of thing. And so throughout the years, I've kind of collected different ones. When I started using oracle cards, it was all like angel cards, and that's how it started for me. And that was like back in the 90s. And then like there wasn't really like the selection like that we have now on it. And for me, I just want to say before we get started is I don't feel as though I need oracle cards to be connected to my guides, to be connected to my higher self, or anything like that. I use them because I enjoy using them. I love using them, and they're just a tool to me, like a spiritual tool to be able to connect closer. And I don't use them for like, you know, back in the day that people would use the decks, like the tarot decks and everything, for like fortune telling or psychics. I don't use them like that. Some people do. We all use them in different ways for different reasons. And I tend to be more comfortable with oracle cards. I was looking to see if I could have a tarot deck, and I don't have a tarot deck, I don't think. I actually don't have a tarot deck. That's weird. I used to. I think I gave it away. So like, I don't know. I think that different people resonate with different cards or whatever. And so I'm just gonna kind of tell you guys what I use the cards for and how I use them to connect with my guides. So I think it might be good for me just to kind of go back and tell the story. And then afterwards, I'm going to just show you the different decks that I have and stuff like that. And we'll talk about decks and like how to go and find a deck that kind of way, like whatever resonates. So I think it was about in 2018, maybe around then, around before 2018, so like 2017. I had kept, like, I always had these cards near me, and I would always, okay, I'm going to tell you guys a secret. Jesse knows my secret.
They're so funny.
I always had my oracle cards next to my throne in the bathroom. And it was my spot, and I would always like be there, and I'd be picking cards. You know, I just draw a card while I'm there, and then off I went. And that was the only time that I used my decks.
When you were in the bathroom?
Yep, in the bathroom.
I can always tell because of the echo.
Yeah, because I'd be like
always-
telling her,
when
hey,
you're-
I'm reading a card for you or something. And she hears the echo. That's why Jesse knows that I do that in the bathroom. So I would randomly just like pick a card when I was in the bathroom and then go on my day. And I never wrote anything down or anything. And then I kept getting this card that kept saying write on it. And I was like, oh, they want me to write something. I'm into write. So I get this card and I'm like, okay, I'm going to write. And so I started writing in a journal. And so then it became every morning I would choose, I had like 4 or 5 different decks that I had, and I would pull a card when I woke up first thing in the morning, and I would write it down, what card it was at the top, put the date, and then I would journal about the cards and like just talk like what the cards were coming up and what the cards were kind of trying to say to me. And this went on for like about a couple of months. And then I stopped doing it again, and I went back to the old way where I would just kind of like randomly pick a card kind of thing. And then I started getting the card right again. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe I just need to get a little bit better at this and start writing in a journal, because I really was not good at it. And so I started doing it, and I said, I got a notebook, and I said, okay, I'm going to do this. And so I started every day doing it religiously. I think it was in 2018, and I started at the 11/11, the portal for the 11/11 that year, and then I just kind of kept going, and I said, let's see if I can just do this for like 6 months and see if I can do it every day. And so I started doing it. And then what happened was I noticed I started having a conversation with my guides. And it was through the oracle cards that they were conversing with me. And so like if I had something going on, that they were giving me direction as far as like what to do in my life, how to like, everything was coming out in these cards. So little by little, there was like this story that was being weaved, and there was this whole like communication that started. And so I stopped using the cards for just like reading for people or anything like that, and just did it for communication. So and I didn't even realize I was doing it until I just started doing it. And so to this day, I still do that. I'm not so good about doing it every day like I was, but I still do it. And then I noticed that like if I choose from different decks, the same cards, you know how like each deck will have like a card that's about like gratitude, or each card, like every deck will have a gratitude type card, or every deck will have like go within card, or like they all have like. And so then I noticed that if I'm choosing from the deck, sometimes I would choose the same type of card out of a different deck, and I'd be like, okay, this is important. And then even after like a couple weeks, have you ever noticed like all of a sudden I'd be drawing the same card, and I thought I like figured out what they were trying to tell me, but the same card would just keep coming up like randomly, like in a month span, I might pick it like about 8 or 9 times, and I'm thinking, what is this? They want me to look at that. So there's something I need to look at. So that's how I communicate with my guides, through these lovely, beautiful cards. So does anybody else have anything they can talk about with how they use their cards like that? Does anybody?
I don't journal, but I have so many decks that I'll just like kind of close my eyes and choose from whichever one, and more often than not I'll get the same cards from different decks.
Mhm.
Today that happened, just today. Like I got the perspective card out of my Earth Magic deck, and then I got the view from above, get the big picture from the other deck, and it's like, okay. Or like the new beginnings from the Earth Magic deck, and then I gotta begin now, take your first step from the other one. And it's like that's when not that I don't listen, but I'm a more stubborn personality, so even like I'll know what they're saying and I'll be like, or but then like it just keeps, they don't. I've learned to listen more, because if you don't, then you'll end up with some sort of an extreme situation that like gives you no choice but to shift or listen. So as I've gotten older, I'm like, all right, I better listen to this. And so the cards help me maintain the balance, because I'll be able to, if I pay attention to them and at least become conscious of a message, it'll avoid me being too stubborn and like having to deal with an extreme life situation that causes the shift that I could have just completely avoided if I had been more conscious, or like ease yourself more gently into a change instead of like, boom, there it is. And you're like, oh, that's what that meant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
isn't it funny how sometimes a card will come up like that? Like I had that right card. It literally was a card, and it said right. And I'd be like, what do they want me to write about? And then I'd be like looking at the cards around it, going, what do they want me to write about, a topic or whatever? What am I supposed to be writing about? And I kind of fought it. I really fought it for a long time. And then, it's funny how they work.
Yeah, I resisted too.
Yeah.
Maybe that's our Taurus.
We have a card circle that we do every week, and
Ooh.
you will find that everybody will repeat the same thing over and over around the circle, especially if it's something that spirit really wants you to know, really wants you to listen to.
Mhm.
And
Like a
it's
common
Okay.
thread through all the people there.
yeah,
Oh, that's interesting.
I mean, and they'll have all these different decks, and then they'll each have a card that's saying the same thing, or cards. And it's really cool.
That's awesome. My husband and I have gotten in a practice of reading cards for each other pretty nightly. We were doing it really nightly. And of course, the first night that he's like, oh, I'm too tired. It broke the cycle. I'm like, oh, yeah. But like, I've just been working on like trying to have more of a morning routine and doing, being more discipline in doing the automatic rating. And I feel like being able to read for my husband and have him tell me whether it resonates or not has been really helping me build my abilities and my trust in my intuition. So that's kind of like where I'm at is like wanting to do card readings for people, but more like friends, not like trying to, just more like let me just build the skills and the trust that. And so I feel like this is a time for me to really start using these as a way to connect more for myself. And so I feel like the dragons directed me to do this circle today.
Yeah, I have that deck too.
This is my favorite deck right now.
So
Is
we
it the Diana Cooper?
yeah.
Ah, yeah.
So when we talk about the different decks and how like I have a few different decks, I'm gonna just share like how I choose. Like how do you choose a deck out of like there's thousands of decks out there to choose from. And people will often when they're first starting to use decks, I've had a lot of different friends, they'll be asking me like what's the best deck? And I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, why don't you know? And I'm like, because the best deck to me might not be the best deck to you because we're all attracted to different things. And I personally am attracted to the artwork on most of them. Like that really like is a big like plus. Like this deck here, this one is Jesse has this deck too. This is the Sherilyn.
Oh, share.
And
It's interesting that you pull those out because this week is the year since she's left this earth plane.
oh my
This week.
goodness.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. Who are the cards?
Sherilyn.
Sherilyn created them. She's a,
Mhm.
was a beau- is a beautiful, beautiful visionary artist soul, and
She passed
she
away in a
she
car
left us last year this week, and this is her deck.
And the weirdest thing is
Mine's in the other room.
is this deck I've got in my hands. She actually sent me a text saying, I just posted out your cards. I hope you love your cards. And then like I went to sleep that night and I woke up the next day and found out she had was in a car crash like about 2 hours after she posted this to me. Said that
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so like I love these cards. Like
I'm gonna go get mine.
yeah,
I feel like she must be here.
yeah. So like look at the artwork in these, and the reason
So beautiful.
is because of the artwork. It's because of the energy that I feel inside of these cards. Now these cards are not they're not expensive. Like they could, because you could get really expensive cards and they can be really elaborate and everything, and then you can get like, and then you'll end up picking like other cards. These ones are very simple, very affordable, that kind of way. I don't even know if you can get them anymore because
You
people
can.
telling
You
me
can buy them through oh, there's a store in Sedona, the something tree, the chocolate tree,
yeah.
or something like.
Oh yes. You know what? I heard of this deck and that artist, and
Talk
can
about
you send me a picture or a link or
But
whatever?
I can
Like,
send you an interview she did last year, right before this all happened. There was an interview
yeah,
on YouTube of her, and you can get a feeling of her like before and all that.
yeah, I heard of her before actually. So thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, wow.
She's one of the most amazing current painters I've ever come across. You know, I mean, not the most amazing painter I've ever come across, but like current working like artists, and formed a bit of a
Oh, and
friendship
then
with her, and
the
I'm
book that goes.
daily grateful for the interaction that I was able to have with her while she was still here, because who knew that she was going to leave
No,
so
because
soon
she was
after.
working on another deck and everything
She's
like.
still here. She is.
And so the book that she has that comes with it, she has her own write-ups of what she feels that the cards mean, and they are really interesting to read about like what was going through her head when she was like creating these things, like creating these pieces of art is amazing. And then I've got another deck that's all about the artwork too. This is a Josephine Wall deck, and she's my favorite artist. Josephine Wall is one of my favorite artists. And so I got these cards just because of the fact that I absolutely love the art on them.
Wow.
And I love these cards. These are like my go-to cards, but I haven't used them a lot lately. I don't know why. And then
Also have a go-to deck that I start every single reading with.
yeah, like if I'm reading,
I'm either
them, I
attracted by
use
the
this.
artwork or the subject matter. Like my very first go-to, the first deck I ever bought for myself with real intention was the Earth deck.
Mhm,
And that's just, I suppose, my personality as an earthy person.
mhm.
And then
Which
the
one's
artwork,
your deck?
the Earth Magic, this one,
Oh.
it's the Earth Magic Oracle it's called. So this is just my heart one. Like that one is free
And
as yours, you know. And then I feel like all decks I've ever bought have chosen me in some way or another. To be
what do you
honest, it's not
feel
like
about when you like? Because like I can use this deck and I don't have to look up the descriptions or
I
anything.
don't know where my books are even.
Yeah,
I
I just
try.
know.
Yeah.
Like where, but
Yeah.
some of them I have to kind of sometimes look, like to see what does
Well,
this one mean.
it's really all about what does it mean to you, right? Though I mean,
And then I have these cards. I have two decks. I actually had three different ones. These ones are very different, and these are like ones I really love. They're fractal decks, right? And they're from a lady called Cheryl Lee Harnish, and she's in Canada. And I'm just going to show you the books that come with them. And these are really awesome. I've had them
Wow.
for years, and like it's all about raising your vibration.
Oh.
So much stuff
Ooh.
in these, and this lady did these like I don't know, it was like back in like 2004 or something like that, and I don't even know if she makes them anymore. They're in from Canada, but they have like fractals in them. And I read the book of this lady did that. She designed these. She literally she goes into meditation. She has no like computer skills or math skills or anything at all whatsoever. And she'll go into this meditation. She might be there all day. And then she gets on her computer and she goes into this like program where she puts these codes in, and all of a sudden these things generate. And she doesn't know what's going to happen when she does it. She just does it after her meditation, and she creates these.
Wow. What's it called?
They're called they're oracle cards, but they're called fractal cards. Fractal art. I'm gonna just give you guys the it's called fractal FRACTAL art.ca. That's her website. I don't even know if she's even still I don't even know if she's still even making them. This is my favorite card. Whenever
Oh
I get this card,
wow.
this is like we have liftoff. Like everything's gonna skyrocket in your life. It's time for it to be rewarded. That's like my favorite card in this deck. Whenever I get that, I get all excited because I think, okay, all my hard work and all my effort that I've been doing is all of a sudden I'm gonna it's finally coming to time where I'm going to be able to celebrate. I love when that card
I
comes.
see like a Merlin type figure in that
Do you?
diagonal, like his
Oh,
pointed
yeah.
hat is up the. I don't know, maybe not.
At the point. It
Yeah,
looks
did
like
you see it?
Yeah,
Yeah, and like the robe went diagonal down.
yeah.
It is cool. I love this deck because it's so cool. And she has 3 different decks out, and I think she was making a new one, but I don't have that one. I gave one away to a friend because I have so many decks, and my poor friend didn't have anything. And then and then these are one of my new cards. These are Metatron cards. And so like this one is the Archangel Metatron Self Mastery Oracle by Amanda Ellis.
Wow.
And I follow Amanda Ellis. I love her. I've been following her since when I like 11/11 portal. She took me through the portal. She did this meditation in 2018 was when I started writing in my journals and stuff. And I just love her, and I love the energy. And it took her a long time to get these cards out. And these ones I'm not really as excited about the artwork in them, but the energy in them is cool. And she has like a lot of like platonic solids. See the
Oh my gosh.
she has a lot of platonic solids inside of her cards. It's all about Metatron and
Wow.
and all that kind of stuff. So I love that deck. And
Oh wow.
I have a shamanic deck, and I like this.
Wow.
This one was expensive, and this one is by Albert. It's called Mystical Shaman Oracle Guide. I don't even know if it's the right way up.
Yeah, I've got those.
Alberto Villodo, I can't even say his name, but he's written a huge amount of books. He's a person that teaches shamanism in the United States, and he spent a lot of time with shamans in like the Andes and all kind. He spent years like in the middle of nowhere with these shamans and stuff, and he created this deck, and this one is really cool, and it all has to do with it's like shamanism. And when you use these cards, they have a lot of information in them, depending upon if you draw the card upright or if you draw it in reverse. There's like different meanings, and it means something different. And just because it's reversed doesn't mean that the energy is blocked like it does in some cards. It just means something different. And the guidebook that comes with it, I feel is really good. So like when I go to pick out cards and stuff like that, usually what I'll do is I'll go to YouTube and I'll watch people that have opened up the decks, that have used the decks, and they'll show you like, and they'll say, do they like the descriptions? There's like all kinds of pros and cons around the decks. And I like to do that as well. And then I've got this one. This one's a new deck. It's called Animal Magic. It's a transference healing deck.
Oh.
This one is really, they're hard to get. Like they're I don't know, they're always out of stock, but I happened to get my hands on the last one at the moment that was in stock. They're very expensive, but they bring in all kinds of elements, and it's all about transference healing. And I got really into like the transference healing I don't know, the last couple of years, because I got this book called Beyond Doorways, and it just like amazes me. Even I showed Bonnie has the book, but she doesn't have the same edition. And so she doesn't have as much in hers. And so she's kind of like upset. She's waiting for the new one to come out. Jessie saw it because I showed it to you, Jessie. You were like, oh my God, this book has so much information in it. It was like, it's a cool book.
That's like a
I dove
$100
down the
book or so,
Chiron
isn't it?
rabbit hole with that.
Yeah.
With that book.
Yeah. So
That's a
that's
very
interrupt
expensive one.
they're very expensive. And
Yeah, the book is about $100, I think, right?
yeah,
Yeah, it was like 85 or something when I saw. Yeah.
well, the book is
It's more than that. My book, the one that I ended up getting, I found out wasn't the latest edition.
yeah.
Yeah.
So mine was
Bonnie and I were
150.
trying to like do stuff together with the book. We were like, oh, you don't have this in your book? She's like, no.
Darn.
So, but it's being reprinted at the moment. And so then you've got me. This is like my favorites. Like these are like the ones that I've had for years. I've loved these decks. This is because of the art. And if you look at the book that comes with it, you can see that it's like one of my favorites because
Is that the Brian
there's
Well
Froud?
used.
nothing left in this book. It's like, and I even think some of the cards are missing. And what I've done is I put both decks together. So this one is another one that I happened to get. It's by Brian Freud,
Froud.
the guy that made the what did he make? It was what did he do? The Fraggles?
No,
He
that's
did
Jim Henson. Brian Froud. He's all the fairy drawings. I grew up having his
the Dark
books on
Crystal.
my shelf. So when you pulled out that deck, I
Mhm.
was like, "What? That exists?"
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
So-
the go-to fairy elf
Yeah.
crypto guy
Yeah.
artist.
He's cool. I even have this.
What is this? I'm sorry. What is his
This is the
name?
book, this is one of his
Brian.
books that he wrote. This is
Proud.
This one is
Froud.
Good Fairies, and then if you turn the book upside down, it's got some good fairies. He has
Ugh.
the whole.
I'll type it in the thing.
It's really awesome, right? I just happened to get it. So, but this one right here is really special because I went into the shop there. It was, I think, in 2016, I think. And and it was on the clearance rack for like 20 euros, which is like $20 for anybody that's in the United States.
That's
And-
crazy.
And last year when I was going to do the grid work over in New York, and Rick Talley was like, I love that deck, I want to get that deck. And he looked it up and it was $500 because it's
Yep.
off print. You can't buy it anymore.
Yikes.
Yep, I vouch for that.
Oh.
I was
Yeah.
stunned.
So I'm really lucky. So what I've done is I actually use these decks when I'm doing, I don't know if anybody watches me when I do my vlogs, but I've been going out into the, I've been working with the elementals, and I'm doing a lot since this like COVID thing has gone on. And I've been doing a lot of like video blogs out in the forest, right near my house, because it was like the only place that I could go because we were in like lockdown and we weren't allowed to like go places like you can in the United States, but over here we're like really locked. And I started using these decks, but I put them together. And what I was doing was every day I would pick like 2 or 3 of these elemental cards, and then I will go out to the forest and I will like talk about what it is that the elementals want us to know right now, like in the collective. And so I've been using these for the collective. I haven't been using them for myself lately. So these are the ones every day I'll pick out, and I'll pick like 2 or 3 cards, whatever I feel like, and then I usually channel. I call it channeling, I guess. It's like automatic writing. I will sit down and I'll look at the card and I'll be like, what are they trying to tell us in the collective? And then I'll like write down like a couple of pages worth of whatever. And then I go out and I like tell everybody what I feel that they're trying to say. So that's another way of like working with the cards as well. So those are my, oh, and then I have one deck that is kind of different. I only use them when I'm using when I use the Chiron wounding, when I do readings for people for their Chiron wound, I help them like this. The Chiron wound is like, we all came in with something, you know how like it's like forever and ever you have this like,
It's like your core wound.
yeah, it's like the
You
karma
enter the
thing,
lifetime with.
and you're like always dealing with it. Well,
That's what I was talking about, Dina, when we were figuring out your
yeah.
areas.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's different than it's different than the Chiron wounding is different than like Taurus, Aries, whatever is your like is
It's where the comet was at the time of your birth is the like what sign the comet was passing through at the time of your birth.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it always
Tell
comes
you what
back
your core
through,
wound was that you entered with.
and that always comes back through when you're around 50 years old. And it's really funny because I'm Chiron in Aries, and that is coming back through now. It's just hit.
So
And
is Dina. So is Dina.
Mine hit back in end of June. I think it was June 30th. My Chiron return, and I'm not even 49 yet. Mine came around like I
Oh
guess
no, because it's
earlier.
gonna be here now for the next like 6
I think
years.
it's like 5 more years or something.
Yeah.
Woo woo.
Yeah.
Then it's my turn, which is
Yeah.
interesting because
Because
at
it's
that
Taurus.
point I'll be, yeah, it's
And then it goes back to Aries again it goes to Taurus for like 6 or 8 months, and then it goes back to Aries for a little bit, and then it goes back to Taurus. It's
great.
and so when
Wait.
I do these, because I've been doing these Chiron wound readings for people. So what I do is I'll explain to them their Chiron wound, and because we know by the date of your birth, and I can explain the whole wound, and there's like procedures on as far as how to like work through it, and then I do an intuitive reading, and I'll pick usually like 4 cards out of my normal decks. And then as far as like how you're getting on with your wounds now, and then I'll choose some cards out of this one, because this is a past life oracle deck. It's by Brian Weiss and Doreen Virtue. It's the only Doreen Virtue thing I have. And
I have that one too.
I use it because it's got like information like so what I'll do is like, when did this Chiron wound start for you? Like, when did this come, what lifetime did this start where you started having this issue, this problem that you're coming in with? And I'll look and it'll like tell me like it came in like this one's the High Priestess. Sometimes like there was this one I did for somebody, and it was really weird because I couldn't figure this out. It was coming out, it wasn't giving me a lifetime. Like, it wasn't saying like it was like, see, it wasn't saying it was coming out with, now I'm getting the same thing happening. Like this one says Asia, and this one says galactic, a lifetime. Another one will say, so what was happening was I got the trees, and then it wasn't giving me any place where it was happening. And like, it wasn't saying like it was a Roman lifetime. It wasn't saying it was biblical. It wasn't saying it was in Atlantis. It wasn't saying anything. And I was like, this is so weird. I'm trying to figure this out. And then I was like, what is this about trees? And then I figured it out. This person, their wounding started when they were living in a lifetime somewhere like in Avalon or something, where they were a tree. What is it? A tree person?
A druid
Is that what that is?
Dryad
Dryad or something? Yeah.
or
or
dryad?
like a tree
Or-
sprite or something. Yeah.
And so that's when their wound started. And I was like, and so I thought, this is weird. And so like I recorded it, what was coming through, and it was like all coming through about this. And so I sent it off, and I thought, this person is going to think I'm really messed up. You know how, Jesse, when you're doing your Orgone pyramids and you're just kind of like,
Well, the dragons, they come through with messages, and sometimes I'm like, this person's gonna think I'm out of my mind if I say this. It makes no sense to me. It's really out there, but I've learned to trust myself. I was saying that the other day, that like, just say it, because every time that I've just said it, the person will be like, oh my God, how did you know? I've never told anyone,
yeah,
blah,
so this is
blah,
what
blah, blah.
happened.
And
This is
it's
what
like,
happened with me.
I don't
told
know.
her about it, and I was just kind of like, what? And she comes back to me. She's like, that makes perfect exact sense, because I did live in that time as that exact thing that you were telling me about. And she had had like a session somewhere, and she had already gone in and learned about that. So it was just confirmation. It was just like, you can't make this stuff up.
And I think that applies in all of the oracle readings, is just really trust what comes through. That's the key, because that's where the real specific messages will be for the individual, is in the stuff that might make 0 sense to us, but it's not a reading for us. So just say it, That's my advice. It's tough because it's a trust thing. I have trust issues. And it definitely applies to trusting myself. But using the oracle cards has taught me, and then doing like the Orgone pieces where I tune into the energy and stuff like that has taught me to trust myself more, to do my best to always trust myself. Yeah.
So does anybody else have any other cards they want to kind of show off before we start doing this? Because I'd love to see like different cards, what people have and what they feel about them. Like the dragon deck, Bonnie seems to, you always draw from that. I
Yeah, I like the dragons. Well, I also have this deck. It's Diana Cooper.
yeah.
Oh, the
Electrician.
animal.
Yeah,
I have
it's
a
really,
power animal deck too.
really
Oh,
pretty.
I have more Oracle cards downstairs, but this is like my main go-to. My first deck is
What is that
downstairs.
deck?
This is the Dragon Oracle by Diana Cooper.
Oh.
And
deck.
this is like more of my daily, and I love the artwork. Oh, wait, sorry. I think my background is messing it up.
Yeah, we can see it.
I can see.
Okay. And so my first deck was a Gaia deck, and it's funny because recently my husband commented to me that he feels like that deck is now like lower vibrational. Like he's just like, yeah, you're kind of past this deck now. So I don't even use it anymore. But it was like the first deck that I ever used. And this is the first deck that I was able ever to get a reading without looking at the book. Like these are the ones that I can like tune into and get some, like have a communication. And that was really exciting for me. He's like, he challenged me. He's like, Dina, try not to use the book. Just like feel into it. And I'm like, oh. And it's like, oh, I can do that.
Yeah, like, do you like people that will ask me like, what do I do with the cards when you first get a deck? What do you guys do when you first get a deck? And I want to come back to Cheryl because Cheryl's going to show us some of her deck cards
Thank you,
too.
Robin.
But what do you do? Like when I open up a deck, this is what I do. The first thing I do, I don't do any reading or anything. I just go through the cards and I look at them and I feel them and I just kind of like and I just go. I don't know. I don't look at what they mean or anything like that. And I feel like I maybe just getting my energy into the cards. And that's what I kind of do. Some people are really particular about like allowing other people to touch their cards.
No, I touch all mine first, everyone.
Yeah, do you? But do you get weird when somebody else touches your cards? Because some people get weird.
I just clear mine every time I use them.
Yeah.
And then I have a big piece of selenite that I lay across all my cards. I have several decks too. I just lay it on there and it clears.
I do the same thing. A big chunk of selenite. Yep. That's magical stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
this is my favorite one.
Show us your deck. I love selenite too. I don't.
It's called the Fairy Forest. This is the book cover.
Oh wow, look at her.
Ooh, this is something that's going on my list.
Wow.
Look at these. These are so awesome.
Wow.
I like
the
that.
golden unicorn.
Wow.
And is this kind of like one of your go-to decks, Cheryl?
Yes, yes. I'm into fairies quite a bit.
Me
Make fairy
too.
houses and stuff. And I have another fairy deck that's by Doreen Virtue that I started with, and I use that one a lot. But I think I left it at work by accident.
Oh, by the way,
now I'm using these while I'm over the weekend, you know.
By the way,
And,
Cheryl works at Choices Unlimited where I do my classes. That's how we met.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. I feel, and Joseph, you're really quiet there in the corner. Do you have anything?
I do not. I can resonate with everything everyone says from what my family does. I just haven't gotten a deck yet. It's been offered to me. I just want to get in contact with the shop owner in Australia. The deck that I am getting is from 1997. So I want to make sure it has not been used like everything else on eBay.
Yeah.
The person purchasing it for me wants to make sure it's not used. So being from 1997 and long ago unprinted, before I get the deck, I want to make sure,
What kind of
um,
deck is it? Do you know the title of it or anything like that?
um, I think it's called the Pink Edition from some lady named last name is Gendron, Gendron.
Mm-hmm.
And there was 2 editions made, the pink deck and blue deck, and that's when I purchased my mom back in 2007, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I
Is it an Oracle card or a tarot deck?
It's an Oracle, I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure. Yeah, it says Oracle in the title.
Mhm.
I found it on a website. Well, my mother found it, and she just really feels that I need a deck and I need to get more into the spiritual realm with the Reiki and meditation and everything else. I mean, I've been trying, but really going nowhere. And I know something's up. Um, I've been working my whole life. I don't think I've ever gone more than 2 days without working. And the last 7 months,
With the
I
COVID.
haven't been working.
Been crazy.
Do you know what
My
I think?
unemployment ran out.
I think that when you get your deck of cards, you're gonna start like using them, just like what we, and you'll start. You're not gonna
Exactly.
know right away, but I think it's going to help you get a relationship with what I call your spirit guides or your higher self. Like, so you
I've been
can start,
trying to get there. I've been trying.
yeah. So you
Do you
can,
meditate, Joseph?
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Do you meditate every day?
I do.
Okay.
I'm still not going anywhere. I find I get more done through my sleep than I have been awake.
Mhm.
I feel like I'm put to sleep more often than not. Um, I've been trying all kinds of things, and I feel like I'm just being put on hold for some reason. And now it's really making me nervous because unemployed, no employment insurance means no rent. Like something's got to give. And I don't know why it's like this. I've never had such an issue. And I know it's got to do with whatever's coming. Um, October, November, I spoke with a friend of mine who's a medium. She made a reading for me.
Mhm.
And the biggest message I got from someone who passed away was be ready in the fall.
Mhm.
Isn't
Right?
there supposed to be an asteroid that comes close to the Earth?
That's in a couple weeks, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, soon.
I don't know
So,
what's gonna happen.
I think
I'm
it's supposed to
feeling,
have a big impact on us.
Where do you live, Joseph? Where are you coming from? Where do you live in?
From Welland, Ontario, that's 20 minutes west of Niagara Falls, Canada.
Oh.
But I mean, I know that my unemployment has something to do with my spirituality. I know it does. I don't know what I'm supposed to do or what's blocking me, but I can reassure you that in every relationship I've been at, everyone I've been in a relationship with, whether it be a personal relationship, family, anything, everyone will say whether he's got a car, whether he doesn't have a car, whether everyone says there's no work out there or not. Within 2 days of me looking for work, I'm employed. It's been like that for well over 10 years
Mhm.
and most of my life. So there's something that's hindering me from getting out there and working. I feel that's got to do with my spirituality, whether it's me needing to be in contact with my higher self or something. I mean,
What do
I've
you
had
think,
all
Bonnie?
kinds
What are
of
you feeling?
issues,
You feeling
and
anything, Bonnie? Like
But
something, is anything coming through like to help Joseph? Like,
well, we could pull, each of us pull a card for him and see what we can get.
Okay.
You
I
want
like
to do
that
that?
idea.
I think we could
Let's
do.
see what we can get for him.
Okay. That's what we wanted to do. I wanted to play with the deck somehow, and I thought it would be fun if we could all just kind
I
of.
would appreciate that if I
can
can get
I
any insight.
can I say something?
Yeah.
Well, this card that I pulled that I just grabbed is helps you listen to the voice of the universe, ignites a code of your master blueprint, access cosmic wisdom and enter higher service. And I got chills when I read this and listening, because I feel like you're hearing something, like it's like a matter of keeping your ears open and keeping track of the thoughts that are coming through. And it's almost like you're being called into higher service, and it's like tracking what is coming through, all your thoughts and your passions, to put it all together and like connecting the dots of what drives you to keep you going, moving forward. That's what I'm getting right now.
That's pretty much my train of thought. I think what I need more than anything right now is to put myself on a schedule. You know, kind of like in school, right? You're on a schedule, this amount of time for this topic, this amount of time for that topic, because I have been so lost on what to do. But yeah, that resonates pretty good. Yeah. And from every direction, I hear that there's money coming. So that's great and all. But
Yeah, this one has a bushel of goodies in it. He's got like a bag of goody goodness, sparkly stuff in there. So, I feel like something is in store, and I think it's a matter of you doing the automatic writing and allowing the messages to come through from your higher self.
Anybody else getting anything? I got a card for him.
I do too.
You got
I
something?
do too,
I
when
do.
you're ready.
Well, what we do, we go around the circle. How do we do this? Because
Yeah. Let's just go around the circle.
okay. So we started. Dina started there. Let's go. Will we go? Because I don't. David just came in. He's probably not ready yet.
Hi, David.
Will
Hi,
we go
David.
around?
I thought this was starting in like
Bonnie,
1
go
minute.
around that way in the circle. So,
Oh,
Bonnie, what do you have for Joseph?
Well, I got that, that he's I pulled the shark card that says that he's a peaceful warrior, and also the tiger card to accept the magnificence. But then I also got butterfly, be ready to transform with your wisdom. So it's like you're going through transformation, but they're saying that you have to decide. You have to decide which way you want to go, left or right. So check your heart, go inside and ask the questions that you need to know, because your heart, all the questions are in your heart. And so if you go inside and ask those questions, and they're saying that it doesn't have to be done today, so take your time. But you know exactly what you want to do. You just have to answer your questions. And then I also got the laugh card. It's not, don't be so serious. You'll cut yourself some slack. The answers are there for you. But you just have to make a list, like write a list. What is it that I want to do? What do I feel like Spirit's trying to say to me? Go inside and go in quiet, and then just write what comes to your mind first. And when you do that, you're going to get your answers.
And I'm also being told, like when Bonnie's saying that, when she's saying like have fun and all this kind of stuff, I'm also being told that the times that we're in right now, this is happening to a ton of people. The people are losing their jobs left and right, and it's not over with yet. Like this is happening. And there's so many people that are unemployed right now because of this COVID, because of what it's done. And it's just like ripped away people's livelihoods. And I'm getting the feeling like, don't beat yourself up because of it, Joseph. This is happening to more than just you. And so this is what I'm feeling. That
I get that part. The part that scares the hell out of me is my original landlords sold their house to their kid. Their kid is my new landlord from like a month ago.
And you don't know what the kid is going to do. You don't know what
happened to my mother. The exact same thing.
As of 2 weeks ago, I am incomeless completely.
And you don't know what's
surviving off of a spouse who works part-time. We can make rent, but we can't make anything else financially. So the financing is what scares the hell out of me.
Mhm.
And to try to trust, the
Not
universe
easy.
to help me out. I mean, in 2 weeks from now, rent's coming up. Not even 2 weeks.
And this is happening to a lot of people right now. This is
Right.
happening, and it's
So
so
it's scary.
frustrating. I don't know what's
I'm
gonna
gonna go next. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
next because this.
go next.
Okay, so I was feeling a really masculine energy, and it's the kind of the finance and the working type of thing is kind of a really masculine type of energy to begin with. You know what I mean? As opposed to like the female, which would be more internal and whatever, right? So whenever I feel like a masculine energy, I draw from the power animal deck, and so I just drew 3 cards right before Bonnie started talking, and I got the dove, slow down, pause, and breathe. First of all, first and foremost, and especially when you get your brain all worked up, or your brain gets worked up, pardon me, slow down, pause, and breathe. Every single thing starts with the breath, and the breath will affect your heart rate. It'll affect your anxiety level. Okay, so that's first, the dove. And then I got swan. The dove was serenity, slow down, pause, and breathe. And then I got the swan, which is interesting because that's also another white bird. It says, appreciate the beauty inside and all around you. And I always think and say to people, if you can let smaller things make you happy, you'll be happier a lot more often. And
Yeah.
then the third card I got was dolphin, playfulness. Take time and play. So I think that perhaps the answer to your question will be found inside of something that you truly enjoy doing. Maybe something you haven't done in a long time because your brain gets cramped up and won't let you relax enough to enjoy the things. And it might be something very simple. It might be something from your childhood. Who knows? I don't know, but I feel like it's going to be something simple. It's going to be something that the whole core of you enjoys. You know what I mean?
And it's really funny, Jesse, because I picked the dolphin card too.
Did you really?
Whoa, whoa, chills.
So I feel like for you, it's all about slowing down, listening, even if you don't hear anything, just slowing down and breathing, appreciating something beautiful around you, and find what lights you up in a playful way. These cards are saying slow down, take time. And I know that your 3D brain is saying, I don't have time. I don't have any time. Okay, but you actually do, because time is not linear. You might think I have 2 weeks and that's it, but that's just one plane of existence. That doesn't that's not the whole scope of it, right? Like you might have 2 weeks to get something done, but the universe doesn't work in linear terms. So 2 weeks to us could be like 100 years somewhere else, or you know what I'm saying? Like go inside and be like quiet yourself down and do things on purpose that make you feel good on
Right.
a fundamental level. And somehow I feel like your answer will be there.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
I'm going to go on with this because I've got the dolphin
Thank
card.
you.
So what I've got is water, emotional well-being. And I'm just going to say that what's coming through with this is I'm feeling like they're telling that you're unlocking your subconscious, and it's happening in dream time.
Mhm.
Right?
Yes.
You were even saying to us right beforehand, you said that
Yes.
you want to sleep more because you feel like you're not meditating very well, but you feel like when you go to sleep, things happen. And so what they are showing me is to allow yourself to go into almost like a water world when you're sleeping. It might end up being in a dream, and take note of it because this is unlocking your subconscious. And it says, I'm just going to read a little bit about what this says. It says, with this card, the fluid and magical element of water is inviting you to cleanse away your stresses, pain, and difficulties, and to feel held in its safe current where you can float and play. All that is heavy in your physical body becomes light within water. And as you become buoyant, you are able to relax, unwind, and feel carefree. Water is with us throughout life, from the water within the womb from which we are born, to the water we drink every day, to the water with which we cleanse our body. Water is essential in life. You are reminded to drink enough water and bless it to charge the water and good vibrations of health and happiness. The cells in your body become filled with light as you upgrade your system. Water is needed to help this ongoing evolutionary process. And they're basically telling me that if you can go somewhere near water as well. I don't know where you're living up there. I think you're near like a lake. You're near the, you have to, there's got to be a lake or something for you.
I'm in between two lakes, Lake Erie and Lake Ontario.
Yeah.
I'm also, my city is in between two canals.
Yeah. So what they're showing me is they're showing me to spend some time near the water to, because water is important to you right now. It's to help you. The water is going to soothe you. It's going to help you, your emotional state. It's going to take the heaviness away. I don't know if you'll be able to get somewhere to swim because the weather's starting to get too cold for that. But definitely get near the water, and the dolphins are speaking to you. The dolphins are definitely
Yeah, for sure.
because-
Dolphins here too.
and
Yeah.
and try. I know it's hard because your mind is like, where am I going to live? Is this guy going to kick me out? How are we going to eat? What's going to happen? And they're basically saying you need to calm your mind. You need to enjoy yourself a little bit. Allow yourself to go into a world that can calm you. And maybe if you are trying to do meditation, they're showing me, and you're having a hard time going into the meditation, like you say, you're not going anywhere. They're showing me that there is like these YouTube, if you go up on YouTube, there are meditations with the dolphins. It's like music and dolphins, and they're
Okay.
and there's like, I have one, it's like 8 hours of it, and I just put it on when I'm sleeping, and it might help you go in and accomplish a little bit more of what you're trying to do through meditation, just to have the dolphin sounds and the dolphin music around you.
I'm feeling like also, even if you just go take a shower for an hour and stand there, like if you can't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the
stay
water
on my
is
mind.
Or a
where the
bath.
water is what it is. It doesn't really matter if it's
Yeah,
like
it's
how
gonna
you're
help you.
in it. I just I'll shut up after this, but I just drew
No, it's
one
fine. I
more card,
appreciate it.
and it's the buffalo, and it says abundance. You are provided for in all ways. Okay, so
That I know.
this is just my
Like-
personality. Like, you might be shitting your pants right now.
But it's
However,
always okay.
trust
I
that
get
you
that
are
too.
provided for. Trust.
Yeah.
That I know.
It boils down to the trust.
And you're
When
definitely
you
going to need a shower after you shit your
trust
pants.
it, you'll-
Good one, Dave.
See, now we got you to laugh. Good. Laugh a little.
Love it.
Let some of
Sorry,
that
that's
fear
just-
go.
I
Yeah.
swear too much. I can't help
So
it.
before we go on, I just want to let the people know that just came on with us. We are we're drawing cards for Joseph at the moment. So we've already talked about like the Oracle decks and what we can do with them, and you can get all of that information on the replay. But for now, we're actually playing with the cards. And so if anybody wants to help out, we're reading for different people. So at the moment, we're reading for Joseph. And I think Cheryl is the next one.
I got a mother-father card for Joseph.
Yeah, Dave's gonna go first.
I just figured.
Whatever.
Well, funny enough, I got my first Oracle deck there the other day.
Yeah,
And,
which Oracle deck did you get, David?
The Angel Guide.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
It's,
Okay, so what
and
can
so
you
the
do
card-
to help Joseph?
the card I got was the Mother Father God card. I don't know if you can see it.
Wait, let me.
Oh,
And
got a long cord.
It's a faith to have a faith card. have more faith, basically, is basically the message. But it's you're the connected to the power of creation at this time. Your spiritual parent is enveloping you in their incredible love and filling you with divine energy and inspiration to help you move forward. This card is a direct message from the heart of God. It's telling you that you're significant and precious, you're loved beyond measure, and the creator power is proud of you. You're being encouraged to have faith and know that anything is possible for you, no matter what you may be going through. There are always you are always connected to source of creation. Your angel guide is encouraging you to remember this now.
Very good. See,
Thank
that's like the
you.
buffalo card that just.
It
Yeah.
is. Trust equals
I-
faith for me. So that makes
I've
sense.
always known it. I've always known it, but when the issue comes up, there is a little fear that comes through.
Yeah.
Deep
Of
inside, I
course.
know I'm gonna
I've
get
been
taken
there.
care of. I've always been taken care of. I mean, there's been life and death moments where I've been taken care of, and I recall them. I recall too many times where things have been to the extreme. I'm taken care of, but at the same time, I'm trying to get over the fear of the unknown.
Mhm.
I'm trying.
Well, the thing is, like, you got to get out of the fear of an outcome, right? Like,
I'm
because
trying.
there is no known. So if you start making up scenarios inside of your head, then you're creating fear of something that doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
Something
So-
that helps me is to remember that a worry is essentially also a prayer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
You can manifest, and right now we're in a time where we're able to manifest a lot quicker than like very rapidly. So we
Yeah.
have to really go into our thoughts and
be mindful of what you're
Mindful.
spending time in your what
Thinking
your
about.
brain is.
That's why the cards are focusing on getting him into
Yeah.
Cheryl, what's happening?
Believing.
Okay, I'll jump in. Once you've been able to relax, Joseph, the Queen of the Dark Elves has said that you will have a premonition. Have you ever had a premonition before?
Oh, kinda.
Okay.
From having words with a past relative, I've I've seen things. I'm told things. Apparently, I'm gonna have a lot to do with the Canadian government, but I am not in any way, shape, form seeing myself as someone who can handle politics. And yet politics come up a lot. The native people of North America come up a lot. I see myself working with them a lot. Early last year, I was in constant contact with someone very important in the native community. And when I say native, I mean across America completely. We had bonded really well, and then everything came to a halt. And when I say everything, I mean anything spiritually, I was told to just drop out of and relax, kind of like hibernate like a bear. And I did that. And when I felt a call to come back, I feel like the same pressure is on that this is what's going to happen in the fall. That I'm going to be involved with both, but I'm not seeing any signs of moving forth.
Have you tried following up with that guy?
I have not maybe a few months ago. The things he told me were unbelievable and amazing. I get the feeling he's got to do with some of my ancestors, people he's talked about, and somehow my ancestral background has to do with this guy, I feel. And all that brings into the Aboriginal people. And I'm kind of lost in all that too. I'm kind of like not trying to make so much sense of everything, but just to learn. I feel like maybe that's where I'm going, but I don't know. I just feel like everything's gonna come all at once. It's just
I feel like it's going to come while you're sleeping, and that you're going to get an idea of what you want to do, whatever your passion is. You'll have a way to implement that. And then look at this last card that I pulled. It's called the Maybon. She's all about shining hope and future. So she's telling you, don't worry. Don't worry. Everything's going to turn out all right. You have a shining future coming.
Maybon, isn't that spring? Spring, where everything is born again and comes back to life. Springtime Maybon is, I think.
Maybe.
That would make sense.
She's showing up now. But it does say future, so you have to find out what it is, what's your passion, and then start working toward that. You don't put any action towards it, you're not going to go anywhere. Because I don't know if you believe in God, but God in the Bible, it says, God helps those who help themselves, right? So that's what he wants you to do.
I just feel lost I know what I want in life, and it's basically to help humanity as a whole.
Right.
Starting with the Canadian government and starting with the Aboriginal people, and working globally from there, because a message that came through from my uncle, who had deceased before he gave me the message, was you have a message to tell the world up on the hill. Go up on the hill, you will have a message for the world. You will announce your message to the world. And that can put a bit of I feel burdened in a way, because I don't know how to go about any of that, right? It's, I know what is almost planned or desired of me. I just don't know how to go about it.
Maybe the hill's like a metaphor for like a journey you got to climb.
Maybe, yeah, okay. I was thinking Parliament Hill.
It's an inner journey, I'm being told. It's an inner journey that he needs to find himself within. And that's why
I'm so intent and trying so hard. And yet I'm told to relax and enjoy.
Don't try so hard. That might be your block, is that you're pushing.
When you chase something, it just actually pushes it away further. So go within and just.
I had that problem with women a lot in my life.
Let it flow. Right, Bonnie? Let it flow.
Does anybody else have anything to say for Joseph before we move on to somebody else? Anybody?
Yeah, I just drew another card, the otter. It says, let go of control. Dude, you couldn't make it up.
And Phil,
welcome,
Phil. Welcome, Phil.
Yeah, if he puts the abundance card under your pillow and sleeps on it, and the message will go out.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
I just want to say welcome to Phil and Ashley.
Hi, Ashley.
Sophie.
And Sophie.
You all came in after, and I just want to say hi to you because we've already done our talk. We just wanted to just kind of say hi to you and welcome you into this so you can feel like you can be interactive with us and everything. Does anybody else have anything more to say for Joseph before we move on and pull for somebody else?
I have one last message that I think encapsulates everything, which is to open up to transcendent love and enlightenment. Purity of heart brings peace, hope, and joy.
And you don't have to remember everything, Joseph, because this is all being recorded.
It all says the same thing.
Yeah.
It really does, right?
It really does.
You can't make this up.
You can't. You just can't.
Does anybody else have an issue that's going on in their life that they would like all of us to kind of like read and pull a card and see if we can help them? Is there anybody? Let us know. Raise your hand.
I've been kind of dealing with some stuff lately. And I'm sorry I'm late. I got the time wrong.
Not your fault. It's okay. You came at
Because
the
I'm in
perfect time.
Missouri. But I'm currently a student in for chiropractic, and over quarantine I was back home in Michigan for 6 months, which
Yay,
was a
Michigan.
blessing and a yes was
Yeah,
a
me
blessing
too.
and a curse, because I was missing school, but I got to spend that time with my family and friends. And now, like, being back home in Missouri, back at school, I just like have been feeling just like so alone and like lonely, and it's just been hard.
So would you like us to pull cards and see if we can give you some direction or something? I don't know what we'll do. What is it?
Yes.
Direction?
I'm mostly, actually, honestly, I'm most concerned about my love life, because I definitely have like the whole biological clock ticking, and I'm like as single as I've ever been in my life. So
Okay, guys. So I think what we need to do is we need to start. I think we'll start in the corner. We'll start with Jesse, and then
No,
no, we're not going to start with Jesse. Okay.
hang on.
Who is ready to go to help with Ashley? And then we'll kind of like, we'll just keep going around and around and letting
Well,
everybody
it's
just.
a weird time. I think it's just something should be said about like this whole like the whole pandemic thing there with the like a lot of people are afraid to get close with people right now, and I've seen,
Mhm.
not to say that I'm like looking on dating apps, but I've seen a lot of people on there.
He's
And
looking on the dating apps, guys.
Yeah.
It's the
and
only way to date right now.
and it's I think it's the same like for everybody in a way, like because like dating's getting a little awkward too. It's like, are you allowed, like how close can you get on a date now? And people are afraid, like
Oh my
they don't
gosh.
trust everything, like
Yeah.
so it's really kind of thrown like a hedge in the whole scene, really. And plus there's limitations even like in going out and how long you can go out for and how many groups, and so it, like that part of it,
Not
like
just that,
so,
the isolation that everybody's been feeling, it's been happening to just about everybody. We're all isolated, and we're just going into a time where they're saying like the second wave is hit. Like I'm living in Ireland, and right now today they're making a decision whether they're going to lock us down fully, and we're going to go back into not being able to go out of our houses unless there's like an emergency kind of thing going on. It's really like, and the mental state of people, the thought of having to go in, they're talking like another 6 weeks at least, where we will not be able to interact with each other. They put a ban on visiting people in different houses on Thursday.
Wow.
So we literally, because the reason is because we don't have enough hospital beds in the country in case everybody like gets it all at once. And the numbers have just been rising, and so they're really like concerned and worried. But in the meantime, one of their big focuses is trying to keep the kids going to school, because they noticed last year when they shut all the schools down, the mental state of the children, not let alone the adults, but the children's mental state went down really bad. And there's been a lot of issues and a lot of there's even children that are like committing suicide
Suicidal.
because of
Yeah.
this.
Right.
I pulled
And
a strength and guidance card.
we're going into that time, and we're going into the winter, and now it looks like we're going to all be kind of isolated again. So
Mm.
So this one's an interesting one, actually, strength and guidance, because it says like, don't estimate the power of your soul. You're strong, resilient, and you can rise above any challenge. Like, let's check this one out. Divine intervention is taking place at this time. Whatever is occurring in your life is providing a real learning curve for your soul. And like a lot of people during this whole shutdown have been doing that inner work and that working on themselves, and like, and
Yep.
obviously our hearts are wanting somebody special in our lives, and time, and you must be thinking about family and having children, and that's amazing too. But it's but this, maybe it's, I've always heard it's better to let go. If you want something in your life, it's better to let go of wanting it in your life, and then it will just come into your life. And like, so if you take the time to work on yourself and like your inner self, and let go of the attachment of wanting somebody in your life, that will remove the block of not finding somebody, and then like where you just trust in the process, and then that person will come into your life.
He pretty much just read
Wow.
my cards.
I
So
agree with that.
I might as well say mine really quick, because I got demonstrate grace. That it's a swan, and it's all about looking into your own magic and knowing who you are first, and loving yourself, pouring the love into yourself first, and then see through the illusions, which really it's a bat card. It's like seeing past past your fears, because really the person that's supposed to be in your life will be in your life in the right time, in divine timing. So the letting go of the worries of it, because they're also saying to accept your good fortune, because it's like it's coming your way. You just have to take care of yourself, and they're saying like be comfortable in your own skin, and listen to your body. And the last one was claim your boundaries. So I mean, it's all about you deciding that this is what you want, and knowing that you're going to love yourself, you're going to take care of yourself, and you're going to do what's right for you. And as you take care of yourself, it's like a magnet. You're going to attract what you are. So you love yourself, you're going to attract love. If you're feeling insecure, you're going to attract somebody who is going to be codependent, and who's going to say you got gas money, stuff like that. You don't want that kind of guy. So, or woman. So you just have to pour that love into you, and then you'll attract love.
Oh my gosh.
I just want to say really quick, the card that you had with the ladybug on it. My dad passed away when I was little, and that was my nickname, was Bug, and like everything he got me was like ladybug. So like that gave me like chills.
So he's telling you, he's watching out for you, and he's gonna guide you to who you need to meet. Ask for help, because once you ask for help, then you get permission for them to come in and help you.
A lot of our spirit guides are just waiting for us to ask. That's something I struggle with constantly, is like, why do I have to get to the crisis point before I actually ask the universe for help? I should just ask all the time, and the answer I usually get is like, we're just waiting, but we have to be invited to help. And so don't wait till you're at crisis point to call in your ancestors and your spirit guides and everyone in the other realms. They're just here. All you have to do is open yourself and say, yes, I accept your help. I'm worthy of abundance, and they'll come. Don't wait to get to crisis point. You don't have to. Like, that's my experience. Like I'm saying, you don't have to wait till crisis point. You can ask at any time, and they'll be there. They're just waiting. It's true. I didn't mean to like jump in there, but my message is very similar. I got from my Earth Magic deck, I got 2 cards. One is the lake, and it's stillness. And whenever I get this one, it tells me to maybe not necessarily meditate, but do something that causes you peace in your heart. And then the cave, which is sanctuary. And whenever I get this one, it tells me that your focus should be on your internal world. Because you see the outside, there's whatever's going on out there, but the focus of this card is this guy working on his sanctuary, on his internal situation. He's got a fire burning, he's drawing, he's doing things that cause his internal space to be comfortable for him. And that will come through doing what it takes to be still in your mind and in your heart.
Wow.
And then from the power animal deck, I drew the frog, which is purification, which I feel like those 2 cards will lead to purification. It says clear out the clutter. Now, I don't, that doesn't really necessarily mean like clean out your closets and stuff, although it could, but maybe the mental clutter, you know.
Yeah.
And then from this sacred maps deck that I have, it says simplify your life, traveling lightly. So if you're clearing, that's basically the same card from 2 decks, is clearing out the clutter and simplifying your life so you can travel more lightly into the future. And then the last ones I got were from the animal deck, and then the sacred map again, which is like really wild because they're both basically the same. It says I got the hawk, which is focus, but choose your priorities and eliminate all distractions. And these other cards are telling me that your priority should be yourself. And so if you're focusing on your internal world, and then the second card says reflect and redirect your energy. So I feel like twice in a row from like 4 separate decks, it's like saying, redirect your energy internally, and what you're desiring externally will just show up for you.
I also had
A
this
lot
like
of times when you're wanting something, the wanting is keeping you in the wanting stage. Like if you can, does that make any sense? Like if you're wanting something with a lot of energy, it's going to keep you in that state of wanting it forever, and you'll never achieve it. You know what I mean? So if you can redirect your energy internally into what makes you comfortable as your own person and what fills your heart, the things that you want are just going to show up for you, and you won't really have to search. It might be the active searching that's keeping you eternally searching type thing.
And Jesse, it's really funny because I'm going to go next because my cards are very much similar to what you guys are coming out with. And so I got the adventure card. And when I'm looking at the adventure card, it's not about going on an adventure somewhere. What they're showing me here is that this is a person that really needs to learn what makes their heart sing, what makes them happy inside. And so what they're asking you to do is they're asking you to go within and try new things. Like you're not going to, you need to find what it is that you love and what makes your heart sing before you can attract the right person to come into your life and be the person that you are going to want to be with, because you don't want to be around a person that is attracted to you for superficial reasons. So they're saying like, find like what makes your heart sing, just like what Jesse was saying, like go within and maybe like go in and do some art, or just find whatever it is that makes you happy, and what makes you happy, not what makes anybody else out there. Like you have to find, it's like, it's almost like I'm being shown that you need to find yourself, because you don't know exactly what it is that you want. And then I got the card, it's called the Goddess of the Earth. And this woman is fully and completely grounded into the earth, and she knows what she wants. And but they're saying that you won't be able to be fully grounded into the earth until you figure out what it is that you want. You're not going to attract anybody to you in the state that you are at the moment. They're saying you need to totally and completely be you, be the Ashley that you came here to be. And they're saying once you find that, you're not going to have a problem. The person that's supposed to be coming into your life will just show up, and you won't even be looking for them anymore. You'll be kind of like, hey, I'm busy doing my things. What are you doing here?
My car, that was awesome. My cars are right piggybacking onto that. I first got air and water. Oh wait, can you see that?
No.
You're going invisible there.
I know, I'm
So weird.
invisible.
How's
Oh
that
my
even
God.
happening?
I don't know how to do
You're
this.
like cloaking your cards somehow.
Move back a little bit. Keep going.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay, air and water. helps you to connect with higher frequencies. It says, trust your intuition, develop your psychic abilities, be open to enlightenment, express your inner song.
That's like really crazy because I've just like been going on a spiritual journey lately, and I just got certified in Reiki level 1, and then I'm doing my level 2 on the 9th of November. And then I just like started with the cards and stuff like about 2 weeks ago. I've just been really working on opening like my third eye and my crown chakras.
Wow.
So that's like really cool.
And then card number 2.
Focus
Sorry.
there.
Yeah. Card number 2, and I only pulled 2 cards. So, illuminates your potential with higher light, access untapped resources, look into your soul, see higher possibilities. So that's really in line with the other cards that everybody else wrote. I think like that's like a huge message. It's like all the magic is within you.
Thank you.
I just wanted to add something because like I'm just connected right now, and I think the next person you're gonna meet's higher self came to me and said we're gonna meet in January. So I just wanted to share that because it was a pretty strong voice came in my head, and it's not a voice I'm used to hearing, and it had like a higher self kind of feel as a male, and said not to worry, you guys are gonna meet in January, but don't have any attachment to that. Like just like just do everything that you want and stuff like that, and let it happen.
That's funny too, because last time I got like a reading like with my dad and stuff, he said that he was gonna send me someone in January. So like that's like confirming everything too. So that's funny.
Bill, do you have anything to say to Ashley? Anything coming through?
Wow.
I think Phil's trying to say something, but he's on mute. No, you're not. Joseph, anybody out there that has anything to say?
I just drew one more from Cher Linston. It's perseverance. So I feel like the message of that is just like stay the course, you know. Don't get frustrated. Don't think, why hasn't this happened yet? Why, you know, like just stay the course of yourself, and everything else will fall into place for you. Focus on you and what you're doing, and everything else will fall into place for you.
Thank you guys. Everything you guys said has like been really confirming, and like stuff I've really been focusing on like working on lately. So thank you just for like confirming all of that. I appreciate it.
Welcome.
You're welcome.
I see your puppy.
Oh yeah, that's my little baby. I'll let you guys get a closer look just because I love her so much.
Aww.
That's your puppy?
Yeah. No, she's actually 3. Oh, look at you.
What did you guys think of this? Do you like playing with the Oracle decks? Would it be something that you would like to come back and do maybe on a different time?
Oh my God, yes.
I'm always down for cards. It's fun. I love it.
Yeah. Is there
I
anything?
love it.
Can we do a reading on Phil Barrow and see when he's going to come into the light?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I don't know, Phil. He's just kind of sitting there. I'm looking at him going, this man isn't going to talk. He's not going to tell us what he wants. You want us to pull cards for you, Phil?
Yeah, you can do.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Phil.
Do we need to know anything before, or we want to just go blindly?
I was looking for an Oracle pack. I've got about 5 packs in Old Tarot. So I know I've got one somewhere. I always seem to, I'm very spiritual, but I always seem to have a lot of tests in my life. I'd like to just have it a bit easy. So am I going to have an easy life in the future?
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So whoever wants to go first can go first as soon as you're ready. I'm pulling decks. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna try to do some. This is funny because I got cards falling all over the place.
I don't know if my higher self is going to throw me off and pull
You
something
know
just
him,
to mess
David.
with him.
You know him. Everything about him.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I sure do.
By the way, you're not supposed to drop the cards, please. my mum always said never drop tarot any cards. It means
Yeah, but if the cards drop, that means that's important.
Yeah.
yeah, normally bad.
Oh. I got the
I was
plan.
hoping I was gonna get
Look
the
at
do the work card, but no.
I got
What'd
the
you
love
get?
cards.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Planetary love, though.
whoa.
Keep going. I'm not gonna read it yet.
Wow.
Well, I'm ready. I can go.
Okay.
I got the snake card, live according to your divine essence. So it's like listening to what your heart tells you to do, because I also got talk shop, and that's talking to your heart and listening for the guidance. Inside your heart is always where the truth is. It always knows what you should be doing. But I also got open yourself to abundance. So it's almost like they want to shower you with abundance, but you're not open to it. Something about that. You pull yourself back. You have some sort of block with that. Knowing that you're worthy, knowing that you deserve abundance. And that's another way you remove that block, is to go in with inside your heart and see what it is that the stories that you're telling yourself that makes yourself feel like you're not worthy. Then I also got see through the illusion, the bat card. And so it's like, whatever story you're telling yourself, it's not real, it's not true. And if you can do that for yourself, and then also it's saying ask help from your spirit guides, and then you can bring forth the true answers of what you are doing that is getting in your way. Does that make sense to you?
Yep. I normally like not using my spirit guides, so can you hear me, by the way?
Not using them.
I like to do my own. Yeah.
Well, you're not using them. They're your family. They want to help you. So it's just assistance. It's not using.
Yeah.
Just talking to them. You just talk to them like they're your family, and they like to give guidance and give information, to help you out.
I have recently, about 2 days ago, connected with an aspect of myself, which is a crystal being from the 11th dimension, and she started to talk to me, so she can act like a guide as well.
Oh yeah,
So that's
it's
good.
all family, all of it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
I've
pretty
got
cool.
some.
Pretty cool connection.
I was drawn to. Oh, go ahead, Cheryl. Oh, wait, you're muted.
You're muted, Cheryl, so we can't hear you. Unmute yourself.
There we go. Sorry about that. I drew the golden unicorn. And this is all about your protector, your guardian. So we're talking about your spiritual guide, right? Your angel protector. And you just lean on them, ask them for what you need. It just goes right along with what other people have drawn. Saying, yep, this is what you need to do. Talk to them and ask them to help you. Because they can't help you unless you ask, right? Because of free will.
Pretty crazy. I got the guardian angel card. No word of a
Oh.
lie.
Wow.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's your message.
Probably that. It's probably your crystal guide. I'm sure of it.
No, it might be me dragon guide. That's the one who's been since I was born. A guardian dragon. So.
I got this card. It's the birthing card, and in here it says that you're symbolically giving birth to the higher aspects of yourself.
Wow.
To do with this like crystal thing. And then the love card isn't about like love like you would think, right? And it says your love is what this world needs, and this world has much love to give you in return if you will allow it to. Time to lower your defenses and move on from the hurts of the past. It's time to open your tender heart to the world again. Your love holds the potential to heal not only yourself, but the people of this world in a very big way. And then
Wow.
also the staff, and I chose the staff that came in upside down, and it's saying here, and I'm going to read the part in here because this is a shamanic deck, and it's like it's really usually spot on. It says, you are caught in the delicate balance between opposing forces, between masculine and feminine, between action and non-action. Use this to your advantage, as there can be no day without night, no low without high, no wrong without right. This is the time to take correct action, beginning with your beliefs about what needs to be fixed or repaired. Let destiny take its course, nudging it slightly along the way. So,
Wow. So, yeah.
yeah, this is like a giraffe, but it's a staff. And
Interesting.
I'm feeling like he's just totally birthing like a whole new aspect of himself, and he's not totally able to accept it, if that makes sense.
Can I say something there which is strange? It's every past life I know has been male.
Yeah.
Some of the most famous past lives have all been male. The aspect that's in the 11th dimension is female.
Mm-hmm.
So that sounds like the balance.
Balance. Yeah.
The highest dimension is the
And
actual
you're
female.
working between that right now. So like
Interesting.
you're caught between those two forces. And
yeah. The other thing is my art has only just been opened recently. I had no emotion when I came into the earth. So only 2 months ago, my art was actually opened by someone I met online. She had the keys, and I am a different person what I am now. So I must be, you must be telling me to check that out, actually test it, actually look into it deeper. Yeah.
Wow. Can I go next?
yeah.
Okay. So the first card I got Black Dragon, cocoons you so that your divine potential grows. It's calling for you to meditate, reflect, and undergo a metamorphosis, which goes in line with what you're talking about. And it's like you're also under you're comforted. And then the next one is the golden orange dragon, which is expanding you for ascension, and it's be a peaceful warrior, help those in need, remember your magnificence. And so it's like you are definitely in like the birthing process of like your highest potential of who you are, which is what I've been hearing other people saying at the same time. If I'm not mistaken.
That sounds about right. It is. I've gone through an awakening in the last 3 months, and it's completely changed me. It's made me lighter. So yeah, I would take that one very much.
I feel like it's important to say that something so massive that you're going through is going to take some time to integrate into your daily life. So really be patient, and don't feel like you're behind the ball, or don't feel like there's any sort of specific timeline, because there's really not. It's going to take time and patience to integrate all of the new things in your mind and in your heart into your 3D life, because essentially that's where we all have to live, right? You know what I mean? Like we wake up in the 3D, like we spend time in our brains and our hearts in 5D or wherever the hell we go or whatever, but like we still wake every day to an alarm clock or whatever it is, right? So don't think that you're like behind, or you should be going faster, or that there should be any sort of real timeline on that, because sometimes we put pressure on ourselves without even realizing it, because of the things we have to accomplish in a day for whoever or whatever. But these matters are so much higher level that it doesn't apply. Normal time doesn't apply to that. I think it's important. I just really feeling that it might help you to hear that.
I did ask when I was going through the awakening, could it slow down, because it was too much for me. So yeah. I understand that.
That's the integration, and there's no timeline on that at all. Yeah. since I'm talking, I drew, okay, I have 2 decks, the animals and the sacred maps. So I drew one from each and then one from each again. And they're all the same. Okay, so the first animal was otter, surrender, which Joseph got as well, which is interesting. Let go of control. Surrender, let go of control. And then the map that corresponds with that says the card is surrendering to the journey. And then underneath it says release control. So getting the same message from multiple decks is always something to pay attention to. And then the second time I drew the Black Panther, passion, follow your passion. So that tells me to follow your heart, and the heart awakening that you were just speaking of is going to be some sort of key for whatever comes next. And then the map that goes with that, navigating by the stars, follow your bliss. Bliss to me is passion, you know. So you're on the right track, I feel like, but maybe your mind might have an idea of how things should be. Just get rid of it completely, because usually it might be what's going to happen might be exactly what's right for you, but it might look completely different than what your mind had pictured. You know what I mean?
But what's strange about that is the person who was my awakener, who had my keys, I surrendered myself to her, and everything got released. So that otter, and the next one, I can see that. I've been doing that the last few months. Yeah. To awaken, you've got to release everything. I get
it's
that.
not easy.
No.
Still working on it myself.
Does anybody
Yeah.
With our
have
brains that are like,
why-
no, it has to be this way. But then it's like the universe is like, oh no, it certainly doesn't have to be that way.
But the reason I did was I thought to myself, over the years, have I done the right decisions? And I said, no. Well, let's just release everything. Let's just see where it goes. I haven't got anything to lose. That's what I thought. So,
Yeah, I believe that's the right way to live. Yeah.
Does anybody else
Yeah.
have any wise words before we move on? Because we're getting kind of like I don't know how long we've been doing this for, but we've been, I think, a couple of hours at it. And I thought maybe it would be fun to end this by us pulling a card for the collective, for the what's happening in our world, like
Oh, that's
around
cool.
us. So like anybody that's watching this in the replay, they can see, like, I don't know, we'll just do something to help people that are going through. So I'm going to ask everybody that wants to do this to just pull one card for the collective, and then we'll go around and find out what is the message for the collective at this time.
Mine makes a lot of sense. It's called the solitary, which is what we're all doing right now, right? And it's all about being dedicated to yourself, loving yourself,
Yeah.
focusing on your inner self, and growing, learning that way, learning about who you are and what you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one card I pulled. Self-love.
Nice.
My card that I pulled is called the Elven Knight, and this card is in my fairy deck, and it's hard to see because it's basically, there's a knight that is he's on this armored horse in the middle of nature, in the middle of the forest. And what it's showing is you've got this masculine energy that's trying so hard to fit into the feminine, the nature. And our earth right now, what we're doing is we are moving from a masculine type energy into a feminine type energy that's going forward. And so there is a little bit of a struggle between the masculine and the feminine, especially at this time. And we're just trying to settle in. And so our Elven Knight is kind of, he's all ready for like going on and doing like a big huge masculine war or like stand up, and but yet he's being told it's time to allow the feminine to come in. So that's what I'm feeling with that. That's what I'm getting for the collective.
Hmm.
The times of forcing everything, the times of trying to like make everything happen, and this whole action thing is moving, and we're going to be coming into a more gentler time, a time where we take more gentle approach into everything, and it's not so hard to like move forward. We're not going to be like fighting anymore, like it's going to be more coming with ease. And if we can just allow the feminine energy to come in, and it's like a gentle feeling, it's letting go of feeling like you have to like have it done in a certain way, and allowing the feminine to come in and nurture and help us work through what's going to be happening on our earth.
That's awesome. I have Blue Dragon from the Pleiades, and it's really all about us all having heart activations, receiving the heart activations, giving the heart activations, coming together in the heart space, and basically co-creating this newer energy, this newer higher love energy to come through by basically sending out heart activations. Yeah, that's basically the larger message.
Which is feminine energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my favorite card. This has been a major card for me. I love it.
I got self-acceptance, to release the habits and thoughts that once held you back, and just to see yourself as the angels see you, is perfect the way that you are. And when you see this card, you know that your self-esteem and confidence have taken some knocks over the years, and you've had thoughts about that are no longer serving you. Just to release those thoughts, and your angels want nothing more for you to be happy and at peace, and they are drawing you close now to help restore confidence back in yourself, especially in these times when everything is changing so drastically.
Mhm.
I got I drew from the Sacred Maps deck, which is the more feminine of the. It's funny. Robin is pulled from the purple one. It's unknown territory, but it says you are exactly where you need to be. And this picture has a guy traveling through the woods with no path, like it's fresh snow, so there's like not even any footsteps in front of him or whatever. And then there's an owl there, which when I see an owl, I feel that it's saying pay attention to signs and synchronicities around you. Like if you, or an omen, let's say, or whatever, like just like pay attention to the things that catch your attention. They're not catching your attention by accident. And perhaps each of those small moments will lead you down this path. Like he's looking around like, where the hell am I? Right. But, and it's definite unknown territory. However, it's right where you need to be right now. And letting the universe guide you step by step is the way you're going to find where you should end up and where you will end up, I feel like.
That makes so much sense, because I don't know about you, but I feel like everything is so unknown. Like what is going to happen? We don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. We're like at that state right now where we're we're just being hit left and right with like, I don't know, like, and it's almost to the point where it's like, I don't know if I can take any more. And
I'm feeling like it's
Exactly.
important to relieve ourselves of the pressure of needing to know. You know,
just be,
it's not gonna, the answer's not gonna come from worrying. And then this fox here, I'm sorry you guys, but it came to the fox, adaptability, adapt to the changes that are happening. So if we can just remain open and adaptable, like don't be so concrete in what your brain thinks should be happening, you know, it'll be helpful.
Mm,
That's what I got.
yeah.
thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
That's beautiful.
Cheryl, do you have a card for the collective?
Yeah, mine was the first one. It was all about self-love. We need to go within and I'll show you the card again. Or maybe I put it away.
It was the dark fairy, right? She was beautiful.
No,
No?
it was solitary.
Oh, right.
I find
That
her.
makes sense, though.
It's all wrapped up. There she is. The solitary, which is
that's
what
right.
we all are right now. We're all, you know, COVID has made us all stay in, and this card is telling us this is the perfect time to work on ourselves. So go within and do things that are going to make ourselves feel good, because we can't go out, you know, and do things. So we have to do things inside, like draw, you know, something creative, drawing, painting, listening to music and dancing or singing, maybe woodworking, anything like that.
And I'm also getting as well with this, as well as like, you know how we're doing this today and we're like all in a different place, but yet
Yeah.
we're still getting together. And so if we can utilize these, like the Zoom rooms, and do more of this kind of thing, so that while we're going through this solitary time, that we still are able to have connection with each other. I think connection is important.
Right. Right.
Absolutely.
We have to love ourselves.
This morning, I did this with 3 other people. We all talked and painted together. We didn't talk about what we were painting, and then halfway through, we started sharing what we were painting, and we were all pretty much either drawing or painting similar things. And I want to see, does anyone maybe want to do that as like a Unity Circle, like doing a creativity time together? If you do, then I will, you know.
I think you're going to do it, Dina. You're the one that's going to host that. I think you need to do it.
Okay.
It's come up a few times with you. I think it's meant for you to do it.
I guess I just needed the confirmation that that was a good idea, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely we'll get on with you. I think I'm having an interview with you very soon on the Shine Your Light Network. And we'll get you all hooked in for a date to do one of these Unity circles, and we'll just do it, and we'll just keep going. And if anybody has any more ideas of what they would like to do, just let us know. Let myself, Jesse, Bonnie, or David know that if you're interested in forming a Unity circle. It can be on any topic at all whatsoever, and let's get this going. Let's get things happening and get all the excitement on. So there's stuff for people to do during this time while we're going into the winter, and we're getting at a time where we're all becoming more isolated. And so it would be really nice if we could, you know, have a lot to offer everybody out there. So if you want to, if you're watching this on the replay, anybody out there, not necessarily the people that are in the room right now, if you're watching this, just let us know. And we can set you up with a meeting, and you can tell us what it is that you would like to do, and we'll just get it going. So I don't have anything else to say. Does anybody else have anything to say?
Yes, solitude does not mean disconnected. That's all. Yeah. And we do the meetings Thursdays. So if you want to do a Unity Circle, pop in Thursdays at 11 EST, and we chat and figure things out. It's the same Zoom link every time.
Yeah. Yeah, we use the same one. And I have it located, if anybody's looking for it and they want it, we have it located in the announcement section in the New Earth Ascending Consciousness group. And so it's right up at the top and it's pinned there and the link is there. And so you can always come in. I think I even did like a little video blog on top of it just to kind of remind people that we have the meetings. And we're always there. Jess is there. David comes in and out because usually, I don't know, his battery dies. And he's always at that 11 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. David always seems to be like out in his car or something. And
Getting coffee.
Yeah. So, and then Bonnie's always there too. So, and we always do, for anybody that's doing a Unity Circle, we'll do a preliminary interview we'll do a live streamed interview to introduce you to the community so that the community can get a feel of your energy, what it is that you're like going to be doing in your Unity Circle, so that they can be like, hey, I want to come to that, or, you know, like it might be something that they might be interested in. So we always do that as well. And our Unity Circle interviews are always done on a Thursday. So they'll be always in there and you'll be able to watch them. So I think that's all the news. Anybody else have anything else to say? David, you look like you're going to say something.
I was just gonna say thanks, grateful. That's it. Good job.
And
Thank you for me. Thank you for me
Do you
reading.
do a blessing before you leave?
Yeah.
Before we leave.
Would anybody like to do the blessing? Does anybody want to do it? Cheryl, will you do it for us?
Okay. A great spirit, thank you for bringing us all together today and allowing us opportunities to learn from one another. Help us to follow through with those things that we need to do to make us feel better and
Fulfilled.
bring the love in. Help us, give us courage and knowledge of what we need to ask our angels, because we know we need to speak with them more clearly and communicate with them in order to move forward. And so it is.
And so it is.
I want to end it by saying to everybody here, I feel like we're starting to form a tribe, forming like almost like a
Yes.
community, a family. And I just want everybody to know that you're always welcome to connect with us. Like we call ourselves we're admins, but we're not really admins. We're Unity hosts, and we love each and every person that is in this group. And we want you to feel like you can reach out. If you want to reach out and just talk to us privately, you're more than welcome. We're not always on the same time zone, so we might not always be able to get back to you right away, but someone will always be there to help you or connect with you. And we just want you to know that you're not alone. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Robin.
And we're all
Thanks
loved.
for having us.
Quickly,
Joseph,
quickly,
Yeah.
I'd just like to say how grateful I am for the group and for these circles, and how I find it to be such a blessing. You know, I'm sure we all feel the same, but at the same time, I just feel the need to reinforce what blessing each and every one of us are, maybe in one way or another, to everybody. And I think this is so important. COVID or not, you know, wherever is going on. It's just such a blessing. So personally, I want to thank everybody. And that's it.
Likewise, I agree
Thanks.
totally.
Yes.
Okay, and
Okay, bye.
it will
Okay.
take a little bit of time for this to be put up on the